Have you ever searched the internet for something only to be barraged by ads for that specific product even after you leave the page? Well, if you use Google as your search engine, then of course you have. That is called double-click advertising, and it has gotten Google into a lot of trouble. You see, Apple's Safari browser installed specific software to prevent third parties like Google from tracking your online activity using cookies. But Google wrote a code to work around those controls, and it was caught in the act. Now, as a result, the internet giant agreed to pay 37 states plus the District of Columbia a combined $17 million for violating consumer protection and computer privacy laws. Now, the money works out to a measly $447,000 per state, but the settlement sets a strong precedent for the future. And just for reference, that's every state that you see here in green. However, the deal is still a mixed bag. As part of the settlement, Google did not have to admit any fault. Google's argument was that users could always opt out of advertising by installing an extra plugin. However, states and the federal government say the company misled Safari users into thinking they didn't have to do that exact step with this explanation on its website. Safari is set by default to block all third-party cookies. If you have not changed those settings, this option effectively accomplishes the same thing as setting the opt-out cookie. So, if you are a Safari user reading that exact statement, you'd probably assume that you were in the clear. Last year, the Federal Trade Commission accused Google of misrepresentation to Safari customers for these incorrect statements online and won a $22.5 million settlement. But the FTC did fall short of accusing the internet giant of breaking any laws. Where the federal government falls short, the states picked up. As part of this new settlement with the states, Google has agreed to never use that code again, to be more transparent with customers about how they can avoid advertisements, and to delete third-party cookies that were installed on those Safari web browsers. The settlement is a small but significant step forward for states in protecting online privacy. But it can also serve as a reminder to check, double-check, and then triple-check your privacy settings if you don't want to be inundated with tailored advertising while you're on the internet. In Washington, Megan Lopez, RT.